without a calculator. Here we go. We're going to go over all of them, and then after this, you should be fine. No, heck, we've done a lesson with a class of 3 people. 3's a crowd. So yeah. All right. Anyways, here we go. UH graphing, guys. This is one of y'all that took it by accident, I think, but now it's assigned. So question number 1, it says find the linear function f that satisfies the given condition. Passes through negative 5, 6, and parallel to the line y equals 4. So the first thing that I like to do is I like to draw a grid, and then I like to put a point. Negative 5, 6 is like somewhere like right there. And the only way you can be parallel to the line y equals 4 like this is 4. So if I go like this, see, that's sky blue. So what's the equation of that line? Y equals 6. And there it is. Any questions on that, guys? And that's it. Question 2. State the coordinates of the vertex of the parabola. So when you guys were in Algebra 2, the vertex was listed like this, guys. A parenthesis x minus h close it squared plus k. And the vertex was h comma k. Do you remember that? Is that a yes? Okay. Sometimes they call that the standard form. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make this look like this expression. Of course, you could always just plot this in the calculator and see where it's at, but let's do it by hand, guys. So I'm going to group the first 2. I'm going to factor out a 2 because there's nothing in front of this x, see? So 2, so that's your A. Then I'm going to write x squared minus 6x plus blank plus 15. So I didn't factor anything out of that 15. That 15 is that 15. I just moved it to the side. Then you're going to do something called completing the square. This negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. Negative 3 squared is? What's negative 3 squared? Yeah, say it loud and proud. 9. Whatever you do to one side, well, okay, there is no one side here. There is no 2 sides because I didn't write the equal sign on the other side. What you really did, you made it heavier by 18. So either put a plus 18 on the other side, or I balance it out by writing minus 18. So there it is. This is for balance. Just like in chemistry, guys. Why did I put minus 18? Because of the plus 18 right here. So now here's what I have. 2 parentheses, it's whatever this number was divided by 2. X minus 3 close it squared. Minus, the 18 is bigger than the 15. The 18 is what's negative. So the difference between 15 and 18 is 3. So minus 3. So where is my vertex? The vertex is at 3, negative 3. Remember that x minus 3 makes it move the parabola 3 times to the right. And then 3 down. So 3, negative 3. Does that make sense, guys? Okay. You guys ready for the next one? So here we go. Given, find the y-intercept. How do I find the y-intercept? Plug in what? Plug in, look, how do when I cross the y-axis, what value is 0? What value? The x. So plug in x equals 0, guys. Just plug in. 4 minus 0, 0 minus 5 to the third power. So 4 times negative 5 to the third power. 4, negative 5 to the third power. Negative 5 times negative 5 is 25. 25 times 5, 125. Negative. Negative 125 times 4. Negative 500. There it is. Does everyone see how we did it, guys? All right. Don't worry, we're going to pass through these really quick. Complete the square to write the equation in standard form. Okay, ready? I'm going to group the first 2. What am I going to factor out? A negative 3. Factor out a negative 3. X squared plus 4x plus blank minus 16. You haven't factored out anything to that 16. 3 times negative 4 is negative 12, yeah. You take this middle number, divide it by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2, and then you square it. I put plus 4 there. What you really did is you made this heavier by negative 12. So then that means you got to add 12 for balance. So here's what you have. Negative 3 x plus 2 squared. And the difference between 16 and 12 is 4. The 16 is bigger, so minus 4. This is your f of x. Negative 3 x plus 2 squared minus 4. It is pretty simple, guys. Okay, not bad, right? Find the linear function which satisfies, this is a point, negative 7, negative 3, and on the graph that is parallel to this line. In order for you to be parallel, they have to have the same what? Parallel lines have the same what? They have the same what, guys? Tell me. You guys took algebra 2. They have the same what? It starts with an S. They have the same slope. Come on, guys. They have the same slope. So that slope is 3. I'm just going to use my point slope formula. Y minus y1 equals slope x minus x1. I need to have the slope of 3. So here's my point. I'm just going to plug in y minus negative 3. So y plus 3 equals slope x minus negative 7. So x plus 7. I'm going to solve for y. So y plus 3 equals 3x plus 21. 7 times 3. Subtract 3. Y equals 3x plus 18. Are we okay, guys? Okay. Go to the next one. Find the linear function that satisfies this point. So negative 10, negative 2. That is perpendicular to this line. All right. What do you need for two lines to be perpendicular to each other? Do you guys remember? The slopes have to be opposite something. Opposite, and it starts with an R. Second letter E. Third letter C. Opposite reciprocals, guys. Opposite reciprocals. So I'm going to divide everything here by negative 8, negative 8, negative 8. And all you care about, let's see, what's that, negative 9 here? All you care about is opposite reciprocal. So this is my slope. What is the opposite reciprocal of negative 9? Tell me what the opposite reciprocal is of negative 9. What is it? 1/9. So, out, maybe, out, and I guess maybe. It should be between those three now, guys. Point slope formula is exactly what I'm going to do. Y plus 2 equals 1/9 x plus 10. Y plus 2 equals 1/9 x plus 10/9. Subtract 2, subtract 2. 2 is the same thing as, if I did a common denominator of 9, 18 over 9. So I'm going to go 10 over 9 minus 18 over 9. So here's my function. Y equals 1/9 x. 10 minus 18, that's negative 8. So minus 8/9. And I look for that. All this should be review. Have we seen this at some way, shape, or form? Okay. Find the vertex of the quadratic. Again, you can find the vertex by completing the square, guys. I'm going to take this 6 and I'm going to divide it by 2. What's 6 divided by 2? 3. And you can say negative 3, but 3. And what's 3 squared? 9. So I put a plus 9. There's a 1 in front of this, so I got to go minus 9 on the outside. See? X minus 3, close it, squared, minus 14. These are equivalent. This is the same as that. So my vertex is at 3 comma negative 14. Find the vertex again. Same thing, guys. I'm just going to complete the square. I'm going to group these first two here. I'm going to factor out a negative 10. Whatever's in front of the x squared is what I'm going to factor out. X squared plus, going to factor out a negative, 4x plus blank minus 4. I didn't factor anything out of that 4. I don't see any mistakes. 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 2 squared is 4. What you really did is make this heavier by negative 40. So I got to balance it by putting plus 40. So negative 10, parenthesis, x plus 2, close it, squared. If you expand this binomial, it will be that one if you square it. And then the 40 is larger than the 4. And the difference is 36, so plus 36. This is my function. So my vertex is at negative 2 comma 36. You can plot these questions all you want, but that's how you do it. Like, if you want to use Desmos, I guess you could, but try not to do Desmos, guys. Which of the following statements is true? All right, before you do anything, notice this is a parabola opening downward. So let's have some logic, guys. If you open downwards, this parabola, does it have a max or a min? A max. Delete everything that says min. Out. Out. So now it's between, and I guess technically E and F are possible choices. All right, that's fine. Oh, by the way, where is the max located at? Notice that it's at your vertex. Do you guys see that? So I'm going to find the vertex. Yes, I know you could graph it, but try to make sure that you know how to find the vertex. I'm going to factor out a negative 1/9. Negative 1/9. And I'm going to have x squared minus, Charles, how do I do negative 1/9 from the 2? Just multiply 9 times 2. So 18x plus blank. And there's nothing to the right of that. See, negative 1/9 times negative 18 is 2. 18 divided by 2, 9. And 9 squared, 81. So what you really did, let's see, negative 1/9 times 81, that is a negative 9. So you got to add 9 to balance it. So here's what you have. Here's my vertex. I'm about to find it. X minus 9, close it, squared, plus 9. Your vertex is located at 9, 9. So that is your maximum value. Right there. Do you guys see how we did it? You see how we did it, Sanchez, Flores? Are we okay? Are we okay, guys? Are we getting it? Okay. We're getting it? You guys okay today? You guys seem a little, are you guys sad? This time next year, you're going to be having a senior luncheon, guys, for you guys. All right, here we go. Next. Find the quadratic function satisfying the following conditions. The axis of symmetry is negative 8. All right, so think about it. A parabola has an axis of symmetry right down the middle. So if they tell you the axis of symmetry is negative 8, that means that negative 8 is part of your vertex. The y-intercept is 0.64. Okay, so here we go. Y equals a, x minus h, close it, squared, plus k. And remember, this should be h comma k. So if my axis of symmetry is negative 8, then that means I look like this. A parenthesis x plus 8, close it squared. And I don't know what that k is. We'll figure it out right now. The y-intercept is 64. Okay, well. Okay. All right, I'll just tell you. Hopefully you recognize, isn't 8 squared the same thing as 64? So you're like, wait a minute. That means k has to be 0. Because remember, when you plug in a 0, I better get a y value of 64. So let me write this down. When you insert x equals 0, comma, y better be 64. It has to. That's what the y-intercept is when you plug in x equals 0. So that means k has to be 0. See? So k has to be 0 in order for this to work. And then that means a has to equal 1, which may be the case all the time. So look, check it out, guys. If I go y equals parenthesis x plus 8, close it squared. If x equals 0, y equals 0 plus 8 squared, which you get 64. There's only one x-intercept. Well, there it is. It's this one. Because that graph looks like this, guys. Let's see, negative 8. And it opens up like this. See? It just bounces. How do we feel? I know. The answer is it is in there, but it's just not written like this. Foil it, guys. Y equals, what's x times x? X squared. What's x times 8? 8x, but how many of those are you going to have? 2, so this is going to be 16x. And then finally, 8 times 8? 64. Look for this function. There it is. Cool? All right, here we go. Question 11. Find the quadratic function satisfying, okay, the graph passes through the origin, so that's the point 0, 0. You're going to need that to find a. And the vertex is negative 3, negative 1. Y equals a, parenthesis, x minus h, close it, squared, plus k. Negative 3, negative 1. Y equals a, parenthesis, x plus 3, close it, squared, minus 1. And I'm going to plug in 0, 0, and I'm going to solve for a. So 0 equals a, parenthesis, 0 plus 3, close it, squared, minus 1. I'm going to move this one to the other side. 1 equals a, parenthesis, 3 squared is 9. So 1 equals 9a, so a equals 1/9. Now that I got everything I need, plug it in, guys. Y equals 1/9, parenthesis, x plus 3, close it, squared, minus 1. Oh, they're not going to have it like that? That's fine. Let's expand it, guys. Hey, relax. We're okay. 1/9, parenthesis, x times x is x squared, plus x times 3 is 3x, but you're going to have 2 of those, so plus 6x, plus 3 times 3 is 9, and then I still have that minus 1 on the side. Distribute this like that. See? 1/9 x squared plus 6 over 9 is 2/3, so 2/3 x plus 1/9 times 9 is 1, minus 1, and then these two zero out. And then you just get 1/9 x squared plus 2/3 x. There it is. So let's look for that. 1/9 x squared plus 2/3 x. Letter A. Cool. All right, we're almost done, guys. These are the easy ones, the graphs. All right. Look at this point at -2. Look at it at -1, and look at it at the origin. Those are zeros. So that means I better have something like this as a factor. X plus 2, x plus 1, and an x. It doesn't matter how, but it has to look like that. Now, as far as the degree, notice this one is practically a linear line. See how it's just like practically linear right there? So that has a degree of 1. So this one has a degree of 1. This one's a bounce. You see how that's a quote-unquote a bounce? It does not cross the x-axis. Bounces have even degrees. That's how you get it to be even. That's how you get it to not cross the x-axis. It just bounces. So it's an even degree because of the way it looks. It looks kind of parabolic right here. So that's probably going to be a degree of 2. See? This is cross. It crosses it. So that's going to be an odd degree. The flatter it is, the higher the odd degree. So that's probably going to have to be a 3. So now I look for that. Looks like letter A. Oh, I also forgot to mention end behavior. It goes up forever. So it has to be A and not C because C goes down as your end behavior. Does that make sense, guys? Or no? Yeah, we're almost done, guys. Don't worry. All right, this one. End behavior goes up forever. So I'm going to delete anything that has a negative in the front. Out, out. So C and E are out. Do you guys see how I did that? The end behavior is also even, so make sure that when you add up all the degrees, it's even. 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe. 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe. 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe. Oh, it doesn't help us. All right. Next, where do I have a factor? At negative 2. So x plus 2 should be one of my factors. Sorry, where do I have a 0? And then x plus 1. And then it looks like another one. That's an x. At negative 2, it looks practically linear. So that one's probably going to have a power of 1. At negative 1, it crosses, but notice that it's pretty flat. So that means that's probably going to have a power of 3. And then this one bounces, and it looks kind of parabolic. See, right there, like that. So that one's probably going to have a power of 2. And we look for that. Let's see, x plus 2 linear, x plus 1 third, and x squared. Letter A again. Do you see how we did it? Okay. Go to the next one. Give the degree of the polynomial. Add them up, guys. This is a 1. That's a 1. Well, there's a 1 over here. So this would have been a 4th power, and this would have been a 3rd power. So just add them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Add them up. If you were to expand it, what would be the highest degree? That's all you're doing. Does that make sense? All right, go to the next one. Find the x and y intercepts. Relax. It's really simple. The easiest one to solve is probably the y-intercept. Y-intercept happens when x is 0, so let's plug in a 0. Y equals negative parentheses 0 minus 5, close it, squared, plus 36. Y equals negative 5 squared is 25, so 25. This negative is that negative, plus 36. The difference between 25 and 36, what's that, 11? So y equals 11. So my y-intercept is 0, 11. So that's in there, out, that's in there, out, that's in there. So it's between these three. X-intercept. That's whenever the y value is 0. So let me write this. I'll put this in sky blue. X, int, the y value is 0. Y equals 0. So I'm going to write 0 equals negative x minus 5 close it squared plus 36. Move this to the other side. X minus 5 close it squared equals 36. Take a square root of both sides. Square root, square root. X minus 5 equals plus minus 6. And then move the 5. X equals 5 plus minus 6. So x equals 5 plus 6, 11. And x equals 5 minus 6, negative 1. So my x-intercepts are 11, 0, and negative 1, 0. E. Okay. We're almost done. Is this the last one? 2 more. Yeah, we're almost done, guys. Find your zeros. It looks like I have a 0 at -2, so x plus 2. It looks like I have another 0 at -3, so x minus plus 3, sorry. And another 0 at 2, so x minus 2. All right, first thing I would do, I see x plus 2 and x minus 2. When I multiply that, those are the difference of squares. So I know that those two, so look, I'm going to write it like this. X plus 2, x minus 2. These two are the difference of squares. When I multiply those, I'm going to get x squared minus 4. And I still need to multiply that by x plus 3. Are we okay so far? Now, I'm just going to FOIL. X squared times x, x cubed. X squared times 3, plus 3x squared. -4 times x, minus 4x. -4 times positive 3, minus 12. Now look for that as your f of x. Letter D. I guess you could have also deleted some right off the bat. Notice that looks like a minus 12 there. You could have gone out, maybe, out, maybe, out. 50-50 chance. If you don't know how to do it, you can just guess right there. Maybe get it right by luck. All right, question 17. Okay, the behavior. It's not an odd function, but the behavior, the end behavior is odd. So my highest degree is odd. And negative. Negative, maybe. Negative, maybe. Out. Out. Out because of the even. And out because it's positive. So it's 50-50 chance. See? Next. This is my center. And they're making it nice and easy for me. So that center is at -1, -1. So I want to see x plus 1. So it is letter B as a factor. Or as one, my horizontal shift, x minus 1. Does that make sense? Favela, you okay? Okay. All right. Last one. My end behavior is even. Opening upwards. I'm going to delete anything that is not even or positive. Maybe, maybe, maybe. Out, out. So 33% chance, or I guess letter F is a possible maybe, I guess. Next, what's my shift? It looks like that center is at 2, -1. So I'm going to look for something like x minus 2, minus 1. So out, x minus 2. There it is, letter B. Cool or not cool? All right, last one. Wait, I think it's the last one. Last two. Find all x-intercepts of the polynomial. X-intercepts happen when you cross the x-axis. So that means the y value is 0. So just set that equal to 0. The only way that will be 0 is if x equals 0, if x equals 1, if x equals -2, or if x equals -5. Right? You okay, miss? Don't yawn, that's a demerit. If x equals 0, 0 times anything is 0. If x equals 1, 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 times anything is 0. X equals -2, -2 plus 2 is 0. 0 times anything is 0. So there it is. 0, 1, -2, -5. So where are you? Which one is it, guys? 0, 1, -2, -5. Letter E. All right, and then last one, find the y-intercept. That's the easy one. The only time you cross the y-axis was what is 0? The x. There's an x here in the very front. Anything times 0 is 0. -8 times 0 times all those numbers is still going to be 0. What do you guys think? Not bad, right? All right, guys, make an attempt. You have until Sunday to get your highest grade, but I do want an attempt today, and that's it.